Why don't they just have a salary cap instead? Well, actually, the entire genesis of PSR is that they tried to bring a salary cap in 1999. One of the entire points was to try and kind of make football sustainable, to ensure transfer installments were paid on time, to ensure wages were paid on time. But a salary cap was against EU law. So UEFA had to basically go off and try and come up with a way to almost recreate the effect of a salary cap. First of all, I had to come up with a legal framework. That was basically all of the club licensing rules, which actually led to very good things like that. To play in European football, you had to meet, a certain amount of stadium criteria. You had to have certain positions in clubs like fan liaison officers. And this evolved to a point where obviously they wanted to link expenditure to income. Platini, FIFA president, when FFP was installed, basically saw that French and German clubs had much stricter regulation than any other European counterparts, which led to a disadvantage. But also that sort of stringent regulation makes sense. So the whole thing, FFP, was basically a way to recreate a football version of France's Direction Nationale du Contrôle de Gestion. Everyone always looks at this in the context of the biggest clubs and what Newcastle's owners can spend. Whereas there's a responsibility to the rest of the game, because we just know from the pre-FFP world that clubs, if they have the chance, they will just spend, and they'll spend on wages. Even before FFP came in, that brought clubs like Leeds and Valencia to the brink, major reasons why the rules were introduced. But also that inflation, if there's no control, it does just have this kind of chain reaction all the way down. And I know from people who've been in the meetings that set up FFP, a primary consideration was that clubs like Shelbourne in Ireland, suddenly they couldn't pay players for Christmas who had young kids. I know that's kind of tugging on the heartstrings, but this is the reality of it. This is the reality of why these rules are in place. And again, as someone involved put to me, to go from Platini's initial urge, stemming losses and ensuring bills are paid on time are perfectly sensible aims.